It's wild how much you look like Matt Murdock, by the way.
You think so?
Yeah, that's what you said to me before, right? You've already said it. And then because
I wish.
No, you've said this to me. Like, cause I was saying if we do a Daredevil poster or like a Daredevil episode, once I finished it, then we can do a Daredevil episode, and then one of us can be Daredevil in the thumbnail. And then you said, "Oh yeah, I know who that's gonna be. It's gonna be me," and cause you know, and then I didn't know because I hadn't watched Daredevil, and now I know. Am I just making it up? You look at me like I'm making it up.
I mean, I'm trying to think to how past me would have behaved, and I'm like, I am called Matt. Maybe that's literally it. I don't know.
You look like him though, and it's like I mean I might have made it up, but then it's just my opinion. Fine, I'll just make it my opinion. You look a fuck a lot like Matt Murdock, dude.
Hell yeah.
Like every time I see Matt Murdock,
handsome man, yeah.
I'm just like, Skal, what are you doing, dude? Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, I love that. Oh my god. Right, we are officially past the halfway point of the video.
I agree. Okay. Ding, 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 everyone. Hey, listen up, guys. Ding, 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 ding. Focus. If you're out of fucking, if you're like, you know how sometimes maybe you're watching a video and you zone out because it's just like such a long, drawn-out conversation. Just like how I'm basically zoned out. You know what I mean? You're just in a zone, right? So, anyways, if you were just listening to this podcast and you were just doing your own thing, we're gonna get into Multiverse of Madness. So if you want to carry on and just do your own thing in the background, it's cool. Encouraged, right? Kind of my podcast, our podcast, Skaliber and MJ. It's kind of like having the TV on in the background, you know what I'm saying? And but yeah, we're gonna talk about Multiverse of Madness now. Man, I would hate to be spoiled, so I'm just making sure that everyone is here, right? So
if you are still listening, stop listening if you haven't yet seen Multiverse of Madness and want to.
What this guy said. You want to do a high five so we can officially open the. Ooh. You're doing such a shitty job with high five. There you go.
Wait.
Oh, you want to do it like that? I want to do this.
Smash.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Okay, again. Wait, we're doing this again.
3,
2, 1. Smash.
Oh, there you go.
That was alright, actually.
Yeah,
that was alright.
That's alright. Okay, so Wanda dies.
Fucking hell.
She does, right?
I mean, does she though? Does she? I don't know. I mean, it's okay. She just went up against the entire Illuminati, shredded them like cheese, quite literally in one case, and she dies to a rock falling on her. I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. You see a flash of red come out as the rocks go down. That was either her dying or her doing some witchy shit to get the fuck out of there. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I thought that, if anything, Wanda's death was the weak point of the movie. Sorry to start with a negative note, because I love the movie. It was a wild ride. But yeah, I don't really know. I don't want her to be dead, because I felt like this was gonna be. I knew this was gonna be her big moment, but I loved it. I didn't need it to end. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
when you
I get what you mean.
Just like Arthur Harrow, you know what I mean? Just like, it's fine. He survived. You don't. I mean, the after credit scene is great, but then have Harrow take him. I mean, I guess fucking Steven had to kill him to pay off the double shot. I don't know, man. Anyways, yeah.
Bruh, I'm really not sure how I feel about the film. It's
oh really?
Yeah, I went in there expecting something really big for Wanda. Like I expected her to get some more out of it. I expected maybe that White Vision might return. I expected that maybe she would actually finally find her kids in the multiverse and they might actually be brought back into the story again. And honestly, I didn't realize that the film was going to be more just because they kind of in the trailer. They kind of showed that she might be some sort of like in the middle or like an anti-hero or something like that. But no, she was just the villain from 10 minutes in. Like, Strange goes to her, not realizing that she was the one conjuring up all the bad things to fight America Chavez. And then he gets there, exposes her in like 30 seconds because obviously he didn't say her name. Yeah.
That was pretty clever because as an audience member, you're like, huh? Wait, how does she know? And then you're like, okay. Because these Marvel movies
thinking
lately,
the exact same thing. Yeah.
Marvel movies lately kind of skip over details a lot more. Like you feel like Marvel movies used to kind of really hold your hand, and now they kind of skip over details. Like, oh, they'll figure it out, which I'm fine with. And I kind of just thought, oh, for some reason, I just thought, oh, I guess she already knew. Like, I don't know. It's like weird, but good.
I feel like Sam Raimi's good for that kind of stuff. To be fair, he sort of like everything had a payoff at some point in the film. Like, I saw a video earlier today going into detail about this, but the idea that, you know, the original Doctor Strange, right at the beginning of the film, when they're talking entirely in Spanish, and that version of Doctor Strange with the ponytail, he gets buried in the ground, comes back later, We're told that they can't use magic to get to the spot where Wanda's hiding out, so he doesn't use magic. He uses the souls of the damned to form like a new cloak of levitation. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of things there that were just kind of like just random things in the film, and they all paid off at the end. And I feel like he's actually quite good for that kind of thing. But one of my biggest complaints about Sam Raimi, though, is I feel like there's an overabundance of completely unnecessary horror film tropes that just are laughable, frankly.
Really?
There is a scene where Wong wakes up on the mountain, right? You know, the one where he's just been thrown over the side by those golems.
He has the butt plug clinking against the...
Yeah.
yeah. I remember the scene. I think about that scene once a day on my bike to work.
When he wakes up and gasps for breath, we hear a horror chill sound effect. And I'm like, why? There was no need for that. If you watch it again, when you watch it again, look for it. Because
I don't watch horror, so for me it's like for me this is the only horror movie I watch. So for me all this is like, oh great idea. You know what I mean?
Damn, yeah.
I bet you're jealous now that I hated horror always.
A little bit, yeah. Because I kind of like horror. I don't watch a lot of horror, but I find it fun. I've kind of become a little bit.
Now imagine that this was
desensitized
your
to it,
first horror movie. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, true. That'd be a good way to get into it.
Because Sam Raimi is horrific. It was like, and then the shield. Yeah, man, the shield was bloody. That was so unlike Marvel, right? And the way fucking what's his name? Like the fourth guy.
Oh my god.
Same actor. Yeah, his head exploded. Didn't that fight, by the way, really feel like Invincible? The first episode of Invincible. So much, right?
So did. Oh my god, we get
introduced to these like really powerful heroes, and then there's one character that shows up. But I feel like this was kind of better. But also Invincible was also really good, obviously. But sorry, say your thing.
I need to rewatch Invincible, bro. I keep saying this, but I'll do it eventually. Yeah, because we literally just get introduced to some amazing characters. I mean, initially you've got that guy. I feel bad for not knowing what his name is, but he was in the Inhuman series that absolutely tanked because it was dog shit. And then he comes back for just this one role. His only word in the entire film is sorry. That's it. That's the only word he says.
A cool portrayal of that power, because I think that guy from the comics is kind of cheesy.
Yeah.
What's his name? Lumberjack? Thunderbolt? What's his name?
Was it Thunderbolt? No. Oh, I think it was.
Thunderbolt is Ross.
Oh yeah, Jamie. True. Multiverse of Madness Inhuman. He is called. Oh Christ! They're not going to give me an easy answer, are they? Because it's just fresh out. Black Bolt.
Black Bolt.
That is his name, Black Bolt. The thing is, I can think of some really specific scenarios where he would be able to talk for the first time in a while, and I feel like it would be really cool. Because like just that one moment where he killed Strange and he literally just whispered the word sorry, you could tell they layered over multiple takes of him just saying the word sorry to make it louder and louder. Yeah, it was awesome.
That was a great way of doing
what an inconvenient power, though. Jesus Christ. He can't talk, ever. Or he might just destroy the world. I don't know how it works. I don't know how strong it is.
Weird. And also, but
it's crazy.
It is so crazy powerful. I'm really glad that they showed it, though, because I feel like I watched I don't know why, but I started watching the Inhumans at some point out of boredom, and then I quickly stopped because it was so trash. But like... when I saw Black Bolt, I was kind of scared that they weren't just gonna show his power, right? Because I feel like they're always very conservative with that, right? But I'm glad they showed it like right away in the flashback. You just like, oh, okay, bye, Strange.
Yeah. What did you think of Strange having the Darkhold?
Oh, the third eye, dude. This was the weirdest end credit scene. You've seen them both. I
have, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
This was the weirdest end credit scene I've ever seen. Wait, what are you asking right now? What do you think of Strange having the...
I mean, there's more... We had like 4 different versions of Doctor Strange in this film, right?
Why do they always do that? They have this really powerful thing and then it's gone forever. Is it just too powerful now? All the things that Darkhold introduced, like this dream walking, all those spells, everything is just too powerful now?
Maybe. That'd be a good way to make it so that the film doesn't have too much of an impact on the rest of the MCU. Because all of these rules about dream walking, and even the rule of just dreams being a little glimpse into another version of your life, that's very big for the MCU. I was watching a video by New Rockstars earlier today where they went into detail about this, and the guy basically said, in Avengers Infinity War, when Tony Stark says to Pepper Potts, he goes like, oh, I had a dream, a really vivid dream that we had a daughter.
Kid. Yeah.
And it was named after your eccentric uncle. And then, of course, they went on to actually do that. What if the chances are he was just looking at an alternate version of himself where he'd already had the kid. That's it.
Yeah, and an alternate version could just be a future version, maybe from the timeline. No, or no, maybe not.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
it doesn't matter. Multiverse, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's any possibility. It's wild.
And it's cool. It's cool, and it's very ballsy for them to just say that. But I think it's cool.
Yeah.
It's like fun. It's just fun. Like, ooh, wow.
Yeah.
And they'll probably do like a big payoff for every character that's ever had a dream, right? They'll do like a weird payoff moment in like 20 years, whatever. Like, hey, remember that we said that? I don't know, man.
We actually meant it, and it was a big deal. Yeah, that would be cool.
What does that make of Moon Knight then, right?
Oh, that's a fucking. I don't
basically,
know.
Khonshu is basically dream walking into Mark consistently, or no? I guess not. Not really.
No, I don't think. There was the one scene where they were in the the Great Pyramid of Giza, and there's that like chamber in the center of it.
Pronounced
And
Giza?
is it Giza?
Yeah.
I did not know that. I've always thought it was Giza.
Talking out of my ass. I don't know, dude.
No, you might be right. I have no idea. Yeah, of course, he takes over Mark's body in that scene, and you have this weird moment where Mark is sort of like screaming, but his eyes are like, "What the fuck is going on?" And I love that, by the way. That was amazing. But apart from that, I don't think Khonshu ever had any direct control over Mark. He was just sort of like encouraging him to do certain stuff. It was only in that one scene where he genuinely just had full control of his body, or even, not even just his mouth. I don't know. But yeah.
Dream walking like into another parallel universe, that is a wild power, right?
I mean, Strange has done it now as well. Wanda isn't the only one to have experimented with that. It's not impossible to think that Agatha might not have also done that, because she was in possession of the Darkhold at one point, before Wanda took it from her, I guess.
Yeah, but also Agatha didn't have the power of the Scarlet Witch, right? I mean, and also probably
true.
not the power of Stephen Strange.
Yeah.
Agatha was probably just like a very smart and powerful because she sucked up her entire coven, right? But I don't think she was necessarily super skilled. Maybe though. I don't know, man. It's hard to skill these guys.
I don't know what the direction they're going to take with this now, because they've established that witchcraft is a real thing in the MCU, and witches are real.
And it's different from sorcery.
Yeah, exactly. It's a different thing entirely. But obviously, Wanda's backstory in the comics is that she is a mutant. You know, she's the child of Magneto in the comics, and now they're just establishing it as she was just a regular kid who got what?
She's gonna be the child of Magneto in this other universe that we just got a peek into. Do you not think that this other universe is not gonna be the universe where they're eventually gonna have an erosion with, what's it called? Like a fucking
multiversal war. I really fucking hope so. That could be so cool.
Secret Wars has to have a Miles Morales, and Miles Morales will come from the Spider-Verse. I think that's more likely.
Oh, yeah, that could be really good.
Because they've shown Doctor Strange in a painted style, so Miles Morales. I'm just telling you right now. I'm just telling you. It's just like, I'm just telling you. This is my MJ prediction. Miles Morales in the MCU is gonna be Miles Morales from the Spider-Verse, and you're just gonna watch the Spider-Verse movie, and he's just suddenly gonna be in the MCU. Like, I don't know how they'll do it, but they'll do it. I promise you.
Oh my god, I would love that.
They have to, man.
It would be amazing. I literally just the idea that. By the way, that scene where Strange and America were just literally crashing through realities, and they crashed through about like 20 different realities in the space of 30 seconds. I loved that visual so much. That was the most memorable part of the entire film for me. It was crazy.
It pops up every time.
It looked so good, and I want to just watch it again. They had like the fucking paint universe, you know, where everything was made of paint, and she's like, oh yeah, I got stuck there a little while once. It's hard to eat anything.
Yeah.
You know, this is just a normal thing that they have to deal with every day. And what about the fucking streetlights where red was go and green was stop?
Very clever.
It's just a fun little thing again. It's so unnecessary, but
there were so many little details. I think I watched the same New Roxas video as you did, because there's like one point when Billy and Tommy, the kids, are sitting on a couch, and in the background on the TV there's like an old cartoon playing, but it's like a Mickey Mouse cartoon, but the character in the cartoon is not quite Mickey Mouse. It's like this alternate design sketch that didn't make the final cut, but it could have been our Mickey Mouse that we know and love now. You know what I mean? Like little
multiverse shit.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. And they're good at that.
I love that so much. Yeah.
And they've been good at that in WandaVision, right? Like, WandaVision already fucked with us for the multiverse, and then we got it. We wanted it, and then we got it.
Yeah, it's in full force now, and I think we have Loki to thank for that. Frankly, that I think I still to this day, even as much as I love Moon Knight, and you are right in saying it's probably the highest quality show so far that we've gotten, I still prefer Loki, and I think I will do for a while just because of the implications that it has. I think it's awesome.
Will say the same thing because she thinks this fucking Tom Hiddleston guy is hot, and I hate it. Bro, she got a shirt that says Loki's girl, and I told her not,
Nice.
not allowed to wear
That's
it in my
amazing.
place. It's rude as shit, dude. Fucking hell.
I will gladly get my girl one of those t-shirts. That sounds good to me.
Yeah, Scal's into getting cucked by Loki.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah.
I'll join in. Fuck it, why not?
No, bro, I'm full on Team Moon Knight. Moon Knight, fucking
It is very good.
Steven, Mark, and Jake. They can run a train on me, hit me,
On the other end of the spectrum, which do you think is the weakest Marvel TV show so far? Of the Disney Plus ones, I mean.
Well, I'll just go by most forgettable, and I gotta be honest, and you will. I mean, a lot of people agree with me, and it's Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Even though I love the progression, like I'm a really big fan of the Falcon now being Captain America. But I just want to see the Falcon as Captain America, and we didn't really get to see that in like its own arc. You know what I mean? And that's fine. We had to get from point A to point B, and it was fine for that. I'm glad I know how it happened.
The show is...
Hawkeye was better, so...
There are some really good things in that show, and the sad thing is, it's by no means a bad show. It's competing with some crazy stuff that we've had recently. I mean, you compare Falcon and Winter Soldier to Loki. Loki is just... It's wild. Obviously, WandaVision was this much longer, more like suspenseful, drawn-out thing where for the first 3 episodes you didn't even really know what was going on, and then obviously it all crashes down and you realize the true scale of
is an
things.
experience, but once you've had the experience, I don't think you can ever get it again the way you
it doesn't
got it
have
at the
that much
beginning.
rewatchability. Yeah, it's watching it for the first time ever was way better than any rewatch.
Because you're just intrigued. You're looking literally. They kept us so much in the dark. Like for anyone who hasn't seen WandaVision when it originally came out, or I guess if you watched it, I mean, if you've seen it, you shouldn't be here if you haven't seen it. Let's assume everyone's seen WandaVision, right? It's such a great show to go on a journey with, like to go on a journey on. I guess how do you say that? To take on with you, as a partner, dance with WandaVision. I don't know.
I get what you mean. I described my interest in films to someone the other day as just a great liking for escapism. To literally get away from your mundane or boring day-to-day life and just escape into something else entirely different. And I think that's why people like us love Marvel and Star Wars so much, because it's so like fantastic and so much more big than we are. You know what I mean? And I think WandaVision is definitely that. You feel like you can relate to her for a lot of reasons, but she's a very compelling villain, I guess.
She is.
Do you now look back on that series and think that Wanda... Was that a villain origin story?
Well, I feel like Wanda showed a lot of regret when she let go of the people of Westview, and I think that regret, that was such a strong scene for me when she walks down through the people of Westview, right? Everyone's looking at her and they can't attack her, right? Because obviously she's a Scarlet Witch. But everyone has felt her pain for like months, right? I don't know how long it was, but like a while, right? And like they all know it was her, and she just has to walk through it. There was such a powerful scene that for her to then be like when we first saw her in like the Scarlet Witch outfit, like in the multiverse, right? Or like at least like we didn't know it was the multiverse necessarily, but she was with the Darkhold, right? And I didn't necessarily, I don't know if I would expect her to go from that to willing to kill Doctor Strange. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I guess the Darkhold corrupted her, but maybe we should have had a story. Maybe that shouldn't have happened off screen. Then again, Professor Hulk happened off screen, so what the fuck do I know?
Yeah, true, yeah. I don't know. I think there's some weird things about it, because I fully actually agree with the complaint that it feels like Wanda going from WandaVision to Multiverse of Madness feels like a completely different character. The way that she behaves has become really odd, and it seems like she's got this massive tunnel vision for her kids. Like she barely mentions Vision in Multiverse of Madness. She barely mentions him at all.
I saw that.
And I get that she wants to get back in touch with her sons, but the way she behaves is just so odd. And do you remember the scene where Charles Xavier goes inside of her mind and he's actually talking to...
that was such a cool scene, dude. And so
I always love those scenes.
So uncanny, dude. Because he was like, I thought it was so funny, and that was so invincible to me. Sorry to interrupt you again. I always do this, but that was so invincible, dude. When Dr. Xavier, he's just like, let me pull you out of the rubble. Maybe it will break the spell. And then the way that was acted, like, no, it's not gonna break the spell. You know what I mean? Like, us watching, we know that's not gonna break the spell, right? But it was so hopeful, so like wishful thinking, and that kind of really like triggered something. Like these mighty heroes who were like, oh, we can figure this out. I'm in your mind now. I'm gonna pull you out of the rubble. That's gonna fix her evil spell, because this is a witch, but it's the Scarlet Witch.
And
right?
then he dies. Yeah. You know, we've watched Charles Xavier die on screen 3 times now. What the fuck? Have you seen the old Fox X-Men films? Have you seen them all?
Yeah, I've seen Logan most recently, so I can talk with you about Logan, which I fucking loved.
Very good film.
Yeah, Logan was awesome, but no, I wouldn't. I haven't really. No,
I'm actually a big fan of the old X-Men films. I think they're really good. I think they have like a really nice charm from this area where, you know, the very late 90s, early 2000s kind of style they have with the first couple films. I really like it. And the way that they played Charles Xavier going into this sort of white void in Wanda's head, that was exactly like how they would have done it in those films. Like even just the fact that he was walking. Yeah, they have multiple times. Yeah, like I literally thought to myself in that scene, I was like, he's going to be walking, isn't he? Because that's just what happens. He goes inside someone's mind and he loses the wheelchair because he's in control. That's what it represents, you know. Like he realizes that he's more powerful in this realm than he is the real world, and that's what his power basically is.
But then Wanda's even more powerful, right? That's the point.
Yeah. In that scene, I was really, really hoping that the Wanda that was under the rubble was more going to be Wanda was trapped by the Darkhold. Not Wanda being trapped by other Wanda. I thought we were going to get a scene of like, oh, this shows that Wanda is actually not in control here and that she's being manipulated by the Darkhold. But that scene never came. If that scene would have come at any point in the film, I would have bought it more. I would have bought it more.
Some more corruption, maybe. In general, when me and my sister were sitting at cinema, it was 2.5 hours, right?
Yeah.
Halfway through, there was a break. I don't know if that's a common thing in the UK, where we always have a break. And I don't know. I don't like it because I just sit there waiting for the movie to resume. Right? Like I don't need a cigarette or whatever. Like I don't need to buy something.
We don't have breaks. Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's wild. The movie just stops, and then everyone knows. Oh, and then you always hear someone say, "Oh, it's a break." You know what I mean? Like someone's realized it. Like, huh? Oh, you know, you always have someone else realizing it for you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then you just sit through it and you wait. But when the break happened, my sister and I instantly said to each other, because I went with my sister, right? And we said to each other, it seems so short already, right? For this to have been halfway, because it's packed, dude. It's packed.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful because it's the Multiverse of Madness. But, I mean, I don't think it would have harmed the story or even the movie experience at all if you would have dragged out some of the environments, like because there's so many environments, and they have a nice walk through the city at some point in the other multiverse, right? Like where the one where the lights are red and green, and Mordo is a Sorcerer Supreme, right? Like 816, whatever. What's the one called?
838. I think it was.
838. Yeah. That universe, they have a nice walk, right? Where they kind of just like explore that world, I guess. But I feel like. Yeah. There's so much exposition and story that we could have gotten, and it wouldn't have cost more, right? Like, just give. I feel like they were scared to like pack it in. I think they wanted it to be like compact, but I think it could have been more like, give me the content, you know? Like these shows are so drawn out. You know what I mean? Like Moon Knight, you could turn that into a film. It would be significant. It's better as a show, obviously, but you could kind of turn it into a film. You know, you get what I'm trying to say? Like you could kind of take that story and just kind of pack it up into a film, for better or worse. I'm not suggesting that's Multiverse of Madness should have been a series or whatever, but I feel like it make it longer. You know what I mean? Like I'm trained well. You know, if you tell me a movie is 3.5 hours, I'll be like, wow, that's even better than Endgame.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if everyone.
You're entirely right. I am absolutely fine for the default runtime to go from 2 hours to 3 hours, because I am more than okay with that. Having seen all of the series that are on Disney Plus recently, I am now under the belief entirely that I think these comic book movies and that are so like built together where you have to have watched other things and they all run like in the specific order that you can enjoy. I think they genuinely just work better as TV shows, and I think that it would not have harmed it at all if the entirety of the MCU might have started out as a TV show. But I say that, but DC's already tried to do that, and it was really shit. So I don't really know.
You can have the mix. You can have the mix.
Exactly.
But then when you start like leaning into that mixed territory, like we have now, I feel like longer movies, we'll watch it, right? Like these shows, it's a lot of content, or are they scared maybe because it's only an hour chunk? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know their philosophy. I mean, let them do their thing. But on the other hand, give me the content, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I wish we would have got more scenes of them smashing through different universes. You know, I wish, because they explored a lot in 838 with the Illuminati and everything like that. But why didn't they then go to another universe and explore that one a little bit as well? Like, it would have been cool to just have another take on things and a different set of cameos.
Yeah, to not have the universe where they saw the memories of themselves, to not have that be the same. Like maybe they could have visited the planet that she was from, right? The universe she was from originally.
Yeah, that would have been cool. That would have been really good.
Instead of having a backstory in this one place, have a different scene for it, you know?
Yeah. Bruh, can you believe that the film is banned in Egypt purely because she has two mums?
Yeah, it's wild. And but Marvel is playing such a good job, because then they also have fucking Moon Knight running there, where they have the first Egyptian superhero, and she's from Egypt, and they speak the whole language, Arabic, you know what I mean? They're completely, and it's all the lore. They're completely now catering to all audience of the world, and also they're giving a big middle finger to, like, I love it, man. Like, there's so many people that bow to the shit, though, right? I mean, and Marvel has in the past before, I'm sure.
They have. Disney as a whole has as well. The biggest thing I can think of is the episode 7 poster for Star Wars, where they had John Boyega's character just shrunk down and put in the background for the release in China. And there's no need for it. Because of racism, basically.
Really?
That's it. Yeah. Have you not seen the comparison?
No.
You got to put it on the stream. You got to edit this shit afterwards.
Will.
Episode 7 poster China. There it is. It's disgusting. Like, the fact that they requested this change is just so dumb. Okay, I'm gonna send the image through on chat.
You like
now.
that song, by the way? Like, every time I wake up,
it's a man without love. Yeah,
man.
Great song. Love it so much. Yeah, look at that shit. Look at that shit.
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
It's filthy. Like, why did they need to change that?
Well, it's a pretty cool poster, also with him smaller. He wasn't a really cool character anyways.
Yeah, it still looks like a poster, but like,
it should have been that poster
why change it?
It should have been been that poster in the first place, with him being small, right? We should have never gotten
if it was, that would have been fine.
Or written him better, write him better, and then have him big in a big.
I mean, I completely fucking agree. How much more interesting would it have been if the main character of the new trilogy was a turned stormtrooper, and not just some random person from a planet who turned out to be relevant later on, but had no idea. You know, man. I don't get it. Poe showed signs of being force sensitive in episode 9. They should have done something with it. They never did. They likely never will.